Hello everybody, in this video I will teach you everything you need to know about the Desmos interface. Whether you're a student, a teacher, or just curious, this video is your shortcut to mastering the Desmos interface so you can start creating with ease. To be able to save a graph on Desmos, you have to log in or sign up. You can simply go up here on the top where these two buttons are. You can then click on them, follow instructions, and then log in. After logging in, you should be able to see your name where those two buttons were. To save a graph, you can simply go to the Save button at the top left corner of the screen, click on that, and name it whatever you want. In this case, I'm going to be naming it Intro to Desmos Art. After that, every time you make a change on the graph, you have to manually click Save in order to save everything. Desmos doesn't automatically save your stuff. To see all your saved graphs, you can go to the top left corner where the folder icon is. Click on it and you will be able to see all your work. You can also see Desmos example graphs by clicking on the Examples tab. You can also create new graphs from different calculators by clicking on the triangle icon to the right of the New Graph button, and you will see all the calculators that Desmos offers. You can also make a new folder by clicking on the New Folder button, and then you can rename it to whatever you want. In this case, I'm renaming it to Desmos Art. To move a graph to a folder, you can go to the three dots that are represented here, click on that, and you will see three options: Move, Duplicate, and Delete. Click on Move and then choose the location, in this case the Desmos Art folder. You can also click on the three dots on the folder to rename it, open it in Gallery View, or to delete it. You can filter the graphs by clicking on the three horizontal bars and then clicking on the calculator that you want to filter. You can also change the views from a grid view to a list view by clicking on the three bullet points with horizontal lines. To add an item in Desmos, you can go to the top left corner and click on the plus sign. Desmos offers 6 different items, which include an expression, a note, a table, an inference, a folder, and an image. All of these items will be talked about in the future in detail. To undo a change, you can click on the left-sided arrow, and to redo a change, you can go click on the right-sided arrow. To delete every single slot, you may click on the gear icon and click on the Delete All button. You can also duplicate an individual slot and delete an individual slot. Once you're done, simply click on the Done button. To close the slots, you can click on the two left-sided arrows, and this will now only show the coordinate plane. To bring back the slots, you can simply click on the same button again. When clicking on the keyboard button on the bottom left corner of the graph, Desmos will show you a mini keyboard that includes different operations such as division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition, along with many other tools. To access more letters, you can click on the ABC button. Desmos also offers built-in functions such as calculus. To find these things, you can click on the Functions button and it will show you all sorts of functions that include number theory, statistics, and much more. Many of these functions will be talked about in detail in the future. To change the coordinate plane settings, you can click on the wrench toolbar on the top right corner of the screen. This will give you a bunch of stuff, but to start you can make lettering bigger by clicking on the bigger A button on the top. You can also reverse contrast, and you can also turn on Braille mode. You can turn off the grid, switch from the coordinate plane to a polar plane, and also get rid of the axis numbers as well as the minor grid lines. You can turn on arrows, and from there you can click on whichever option you want. You can turn off the x-axis, change the domain, label the x-axis, and you can also change the step size. You can do the same for the y-axis. When clicking on the More Options tab, you can change both axes to logarithmic or linear, and you can also lock the viewport to prevent unnecessary scrolls from moving the graph. You can also allow for imaginary numbers to be graphed on the plane by turning on complex mode. Lastly, you can change the graph from radians to degrees. You can zoom in on the graph by clicking on the plus sign below the wrench icon, and you can zoom out of the graph by clicking on the minus button. You can also just use the mouse scroll to zoom in and out. You can return to the default viewport by clicking on the house button. You can move the graph by holding left click and dragging as well. To share a graph, simply click on the box with an arrow next to your name on the top of the graph. You can share a snapshot, share your saved graph, export image, or you can even print the graph. Desmos also offers resources for you to use, and you can click on the question mark button to explore these resources. You can also change the language of the graph by clicking on the globe button next to the question mark button. Lastly, you can also change from different calculators by clicking on the Desmos logo on the top right corner. If you are still awake, congratulations, you have now mastered the Desmos interface. This video serves as a way to start your journey into the graphing world. Thanks for watching, and Dr. Desmos will see you next time.